What's up everyone, my name is Sebas and I will be sharing with you all the reasons why I quit my job and maybe why you shouldn't quit yours. Have you ever felt the want to quit your job, but after years of being in the same place, you get comfortable and you almost decide to put things off until a later time, a later date? Well, I was in the same boat, and with this video, I want to share with you guys what I did that led me to quitting my job. And I'm going to ask you one question that, for me, helped me figure out everything and helped me decide whether quitting my job was the right thing to do. I had been at a company for 5 years. It was a great place to work at. It had great benefits. It helped me travel all over the world. It helped me meet new people. It helped me do a lot of things in my life. But after 5 years, I decided that I couldn't do it anymore. I decided that I needed to take this step and quit my job. So let's back up a little bit and let's talk about what led me to get to this point. After graduating high school and being one of the first people in my family to go to college here in the US, I had no idea what I wanted to do. So the first thing that I thought about was go to college and have that, Project X experience of, going to parties, living the college life, the one that you see in movies all the time. And so that's what I did, right? I moved out of my mom's house. I, started paying for my school, my house, my car. And during that time, I obviously had to get a job. So I got a job at a call center working full-time. I'm going to school full-time. I got my full-time job. And when you combine these two, you realize that you're not gonna have a lot of time for free time and to actually socialize with other people. So I went to college for 3.5 years. I didn't really get to make a lot of friends, but one of the most valuable things that I got from college was I had this marketing class. And in this marketing class, it was very similar to Shark Tank, where you had to create a product or a service and then showcase it to the entire class. After presenting this to the class, the professor and a few other students would decide who they would want to fund this project to. What I did is I thought about this application where, if you're driving, it turns on automatically and you cannot get incoming text or calls. It was called Red Text, and at the moment I was super pumped about it. It was the first time in my life where the word entrepreneurship was introduced into my life, but I did get to experience what it felt like to be so passionate about something that you literally couldn't go to sleep because your brain was just thinking of new ideas, new ways to improve. And then the moment that you would wake up, I remember thinking, I'm like holy shit, like I can't stop thinking about this. Like I would wake up excited. I would wake up and just run to the shower so I could get a couple hours extra before going to school so I could just work on this project. It was a really, really cool experience, and it was a feeling that I had never felt before. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way, but after feeling this, I realized that I wanted to chase that feeling for the rest of my life. So even though I didn't finish off this project, I realized that the main thing that I learned from that experience was that I wanted that feeling to happen to me all over again. I wanted that feeling to happen to me for the rest of my life. I wanted to be excited about something. I wanted to feel good, and I wanted to feel fulfilled whenever I worked on something. Which sounds kind of obvious, but if you think about it, the majority of people are not doing that. And so during that moment, and that was about 3 or 4 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something on my own. I didn't know what type of business it was going to be. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew that deep down I would feel unfulfilled if I didn't at least try. So during my time in school, I also got to do a lot of cool things in my professional career. I was able to travel to South America and live in Peru for 3 months. And I was able to go to Mexico and Colombia and Ecuador. So this part of my professional career was amazing. It was something that I'm so glad I was able to do, because it's molded me to the person that I am today. But what happened, and the pattern that I kept seeing in my life, was this. I would start a job and we would be really excited. I'd be excited about the fact that I was trying new things, the fact that I was learning new things, the fact that I was meeting more people. And then after 3 to maybe 5 or 6 months, I would cap out, meaning I would get to a point where I understood what I needed to do. I did a good job at it, and I felt like I wasn't learning and growing enough. And when this happens in my life, I feel like I'm wasting time. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way, but I feel like I'm wasting time, and it scares me, you know? It scares me to think that I'm gonna wake up in 20, 30 years and regret things because I didn't try enough. So this pattern kept happening for, you know, I had five or six positions in a total of 5 years. And every single time I would get really tired of the same job. I would hit a wall, and then instead of quitting and doing something for myself, a new position would open up, a new opportunity, a new door would open up, and I would take that door, be really excited again, get new opportunities, keep growing, but then I would hit a wall again. And no matter how much I kept climbing up the corporate ladder, it always happened. And so I asked myself, you know, is there something wrong with me? Like, why is it that I feel this way while other people would be extremely happy, and, you know, they would love to have the opportunities that I have? And I think I'm just really eager to grow. I'm really eager to grow, and that's something that I'm working on, is patience. So what happened was, after 5 awesome years, I woke up one day and I had this feeling inside my chest, and it was the first thought that I had when I woke up, and it was just me dreading going to work. And that was a feeling that I honestly hadn't felt as much before. Like, before, there were days where you'd be like, oh man, like, you know, there's this project, there's this happening, I don't really want to go. But I've always been a person that's super pumped to just get to work, get things done, because I love to stay busy, which is a good and a bad thing sometimes, but I like to stay busy and be productive at the same time. But that day I woke up and I just had this feeling of like, I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life if I don't do something right now. So I woke up, I told my wife, and I said, I'm gonna quit today. Like, I'm going to quit my job today. And I've said this before to her, so I think to her it just sounded like another like, okay, yeah, he's really not happy today, but he's gonna get past it, it's gonna be fine. Which, you know, she's always super supportive, but I understand why she would feel that way. I did what I usually would do, which is I would, you know, put my thoughts aside, I would get ready for work, and I would drive to work. But that day and that thought never left. Like, the entire day I was just thinking about it and thinking about how unfulfilled I felt, and how I knew deep down this was a decision that I wanted to make. I just didn't know when was the right time to do it. So during lunch, I gave my wife a call and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do with my life right now. And I know I'm going to quit this job one day. I just don't know when is the right time to do it. And she said something to me that will always stick with me. And it was almost like a movie. It was super cool. She said, sometimes people are really comfortable. And because they're so comfortable, they stay at home. They don't really like to go out, and unless there's something bigger than themselves that forces them to go out, they're gonna stay in that house forever. And right now, Sebastian, what you're feeling is there's a fire inside your house right now. And no matter what excuses you throw at it, no matter what you think is the reason for the fire, deep down you know that you need to exit the house. You need to take the chance, and you need to get uncomfortable. And when she said that, I just thought about the feeling that I had deep down. I felt like it was just something deep inside my soul that was just like squeezing my spine and just like pushing me to do this. And I was trying so hard to find reasons why I shouldn't quit. But at the end of the day, there was one question, and this one scenario that I had really made me think about perspective and why I wanted to quit my job so bad. And it came down to this. Think about the best case scenario for your current company. Maybe it is that you become the CEO, you become the chief marketing officer, you become the marketing manager, whatever that may be. Look at the person who is currently in that position, and then imagine that you could have that person's life. Now, would you be happy? Would you be satisfied would you be okay with having that life, with having the lifestyle, and having all the sacrifices that that person has to make in order to have the position that they have? For myself, I thought, you know what? I believe that I could become the CEO of this company one day. If I work really hard and if I just give it my all, I know I could do it. It could be a little bit of arrogance. It could be a little bit of delusion. But either way, I felt like I believed deep down that I could do that. But then I realized that if and when I got to that position, I knew that deep down I would want to do something for myself. And so then the question was, if in 20, 30 years, you're able to achieve the best case scenario at your company right now, would you be happy or would you have regret? And for me, the answer was I would have regret. I would regret not taking an opportunity on myself. I'm 23 years old right now, and even though I had a really good setup where I was making really good money, I was traveling a lot, I was managing a team, I knew that if I didn't take the leap, if I didn't back myself up now, in 20 or 30 years, I would be regretting this exact moment. So there you have it. That's why I quit my job. I have been doing this for a month now and I'm absolutely loving it. It has been, it's been a mixture of a lot of feelings. It has rubbed off a lot of people the wrong way, but I know deep down that's what I want to do. And even though I don't really know what I'm doing right now, I'm happy that I'm taking a chance on myself. To close things off, I feel like what I was doing and what I had been doing for the last 5 years was preparing me for this moment. However, I knew that I was doing one thing, and that was to put off long-term happiness for short-term satisfaction. So if right now you're making decisions because those decisions are going to give you instant gratification, then maybe you need to reevaluate why you're making those decisions. It's all about having intent in what you do, all about having purpose in what you do. But if you think the job that you're currently at is going to help you get to the next level, it's going to be a stepping stone for you, then go all in, do as much as you can in that job, learn as much as you can from the people around you, and then once you get to that level where you know you need to keep going, then you can ask yourself the question again. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. I am super excited to start this journey. I'll be doing a lot of videos on money, on marketing, on social media, on branding. Those are the main topics that I love to talk about and the topics that I have experience in. Let me know what you guys want to hear. Let me know your thoughts about this video. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but like I said, this is my journey. This is what I've been going through, and I hope somewhere in this video you were able to find a golden nugget that you can take with you and move forward with your life. So again, thank you guys. My name is Sebas, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.